The night began with rain pouring like the sky itself was breaking apart, and a tired man walking under flickering streetlights with a stranger's weight leaning on his shoulders. He had no umbrella, no car, and no choice. He was a single father who had already given everything he had to the world, and now he was giving a little more to someone who barely noticed him at work. What happened the next morning would either save him or destroy everything he had built for his child. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and how one small act can change a human life forever, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories that remind us what being human really means. He had never planned to stay late that night. His daughter was waiting at home with a bowl of rice and the cartoon channel still playing in the background. Every evening followed the same routine. He rushed from the office to the small apartment they rented above a noisy shop, helped her with homework, and tried to make her laugh so she would forget how thin the walls were and how often the electricity went out. Life had taught him to move fast and speak little. Being a single father meant he carried two hearts in his chest, his own and his child's. At work he was invisible most of the time, a cleaner, a helper, someone who did whatever task others refused. His boss was powerful, respected, and far away from his world. She wore confidence like a crown and walked through the office as if the floor belonged only to her. People feared her sharp words and admired her success. He had only exchanged a few sentences with her in months, and those were simple instructions. He never imagined their lives would cross outside the walls of that building. That night, the office celebration lasted longer than expected. Everyone left in groups, laughing and sharing photos. He stayed behind to clean the tables and stack chairs. That was when he saw her sitting alone near the entrance, her head lowered, her movements slow and unsteady. The strong woman from the office now looked small, almost lost. The rain outside was heavy, and no car waited for her. Something inside him hesitated. He knew the rules of his world. Stay quiet, do your job, do not get involved. But then he thought of his daughter, and how he hoped strangers would show her kindness if she were ever alone. So he stepped forward and helped her walk into the rain-soaked night. The journey was long, her weight leaned on him, and his shoes filled with water. Every step reminded him of bills he could not pay and sleep he could not afford. But he kept walking. The streets were empty, and the city felt cold and endless. By the time he reached her apartment building, his arms ached and his shirt clung to his skin. He left her safely inside and walked back into the rain without expecting thanks, without expecting anything at all. That night, he reached home late. His daughter was already asleep on the floor with her book still open. He carried her to bed and whispered an apology she would never hear. He lay awake thinking about the rain, about his job, and about how fragile people looked when no one was watching. He had done what he believed was right, and sometimes doing what is right is the most dangerous thing of all. The next morning, everything felt wrong from the moment he entered the office. Eyes followed him. Whispers filled the air. He felt smaller than usual. By midday, a message came asking him to report to the main office. His hands shook as he walked down the hallway. In his mind, he saw only one ending. He would be accused of something. He would lose his job. His daughter would lose her future. Inside the room, the woman who ruled the office sat silently, her face unreadable. Papers lay on the desk. The air felt heavy. He stood there, unable to speak, waiting for the storm. What he did not know was that her life had been breaking apart quietly for months. The night before, she had lost more than her balance. She had lost her sense of control. Her world of meetings and success had no place for weakness, and yet there she was, helpless in the rain. When she woke that morning, memories returned like waves. His silence, his steady steps, and how he had asked nothing in return. No phone call, no reward, just dignity. She looked at him now and saw not a worker, but a man who carried responsibility in his eyes. A man who had chosen kindness when he could have walked away. Instead of punishment, something unexpected happened. The room filled with a quiet decision. Her voice changed, and so did his life. From that day, his role in the company was no longer the same. He was moved into a position that paid enough to breathe again. His working hours changed so he could be home before night. His daughter saw him smile more, and her laughter returned to the small apartment. Shoes were replaced. The leaking roof was fixed. Food tasted better, because fear no longer sat at the table with them. But the greatest change was not in money. It was in how he saw himself. For years he believed he was nothing more than a shadow. Now he understood that even the quietest person could leave a mark on the world. The office changed too. People watched him differently. Some with respect, some with confusion. Kindness had created a ripple that no one expected. The powerful woman began to look at others differently as well. She spoke softer. She noticed the tired faces of workers who had once been invisible to her. The rain of one night had washed away something inside her that success had built. Still, the past did not disappear easily. There were rumors, there were doubts. Some said he had used her weakness to rise. These words hurt more than hunger ever had. He returned home many nights questioning whether helping her had been a mistake. His daughter would look at him and ask why he looked sad. He would smile and say he was just tired. But inside, he fought a silent battle between pride and fear. Then one evening, he saw her standing near the window of the office, looking at the same rain that once brought them together. In that moment, he realized that both of them had been saved that night. Not just one, she had been saved from falling into loneliness. He had been saved from believing that his life would never change. Days turned into months. His daughter grew taller. Her school reports improved. Their home felt warmer. And the story of that rainy night slowly became something he carried like a secret medal inside his heart. This story is not about power or success. It is about a single decision made by a tired man who chose to help instead of ignore. It is about how the smallest acts can open the biggest doors. And it is about how sometimes, the people who seem strongest are waiting for someone to see them when they fall. If this story is touching your heart right now, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who believes in kindness, and subscribe to this channel so more people can hear stories that heal and inspire. Before this story ends, we have a special request for you. Please comment below and tell us what you learned from this story, or share a moment in your life when kindness changed something forever. The single father still walks those same streets. The rain still falls. Life is still hard. But now he walks with his head higher, knowing that his goodness did not go unnoticed. His daughter sleeps peacefully each night, unaware that one small act of her father reshaped their future. And somewhere in the city, a woman who once ruled through fear now understands the power of gratitude. In a world full of noise, this story whispers a simple truth. You never know whose life you are saving when you choose to be kind. And sometimes, the next morning brings not punishment, but a miracle.